drop a little bomb on you today. I want to talk to you about a couple of things that I see and reasons why people don't end up getting what they want in terms of manifesting, creating their businesses, finding love, really anything, but specifically around money, because that's what I'm talking about in Superabundant at the moment, my new course. But these principles can be applied to manifesting anything you want, right? So there are a couple of things that I see that people do or do not do or don't realize is going on. And I really want to help you to overcome that so that you can create anything that you want for the rest of your life. So I think the first place I want to start is the first thing that I see is people giving up too early, right? Giving up too early. Thinking like, oh, they have like some weird amount of time in their head that they think it's supposed to take, or they've decided how long they're going to give it, or they've put some end date on their goal, which is a really nice intention to have, right? It's good to be directional with the universe, but then if it doesn't happen, they lose faith and they say, well, it didn't work, right? So I see people give up too early all the time, and it breaks my freaking heart, because when I see people do this, I know that they could have been just around the corner from a massive breakthrough. And I also know that 11 years into my business, there have been so many times when I myself have wanted to give up and stop. I started questioning my sanity. I started to think, like, am I crazy for wanting this? Am I crazy for doing this? Am I like, nobody else is doing this. I'm totally alone. I'm looking at other people around in life, like settling down, buying houses, doing things that I really wanted to do or thought I really wanted to do at the time, or that I should be doing based on my age or based on whatever. And thinking, maybe I should go get a real job, or like, am I crazy for wanting to do this, right? I'm drinking French Earl Grey, by the way. Cheers. And I see people quit too early all the time. Listen, I might be the only person who ever tells you this, so I'm just going to say it. If you're questioning your sanity, you're definitely not insane. Right? If you ever get to the point where you're like, am I crazy for wanting this? Should I just go away and get a real job? Now, I'm not saying don't go get a real job. There was a point where I literally had to go and work in a cafe for 6 weeks because I was just all in a funky mindset. Things weren't flowing, and I went and did it. And within 6 weeks, I didn't need to be there anymore. So it's not about quitting your job and not going back and burning the bridges or anything like that. It is about recognizing that it's okay to continue even if you think you're crazy for doing so. And in fact, the only people who succeed are the ones who didn't fucking give up. The ones who just kept going, even when it looked dire, even when it was taking too long, quote unquote, even when it looked like it was all gonna go wrong and turn to shit and it just wasn't working. Like, the people who succeed are the people who don't stop. Now, it doesn't mean don't take a break. It doesn't mean don't sleep. It doesn't mean don't rest. It doesn't mean if you need to go get a job for a little while to support yourself, don't get a job. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying do whatever it takes to support you so you don't have to stop, right? That's one of the things I see in people not getting what they want, is they give up too early. And I just don't want you to stop, because when you have a goal and you put an end step on it, sometimes, always the universe is on your side, but it's not always on your timing. Okay? And so if something's not happening fast enough, don't give up. I ask people all the time, like, if this took you 25 years to make it happen, would you still be doing it? And it's a really good sign they're doing what they're supposed to be doing when they say, yeah, I actually would still be doing it because I can't not do it. And if they say, no, I wouldn't, that would take too long, I would just get so bored and I'd be over it, then I sort of know, like, okay, there's either some fear there around like public failure or something like that, or it's a case of like, maybe you're not actually doing the right thing. Because for some of us, when we feel like there's something we really want to do, we can't not do it, stopping would feel like death to my soul, right? So find whatever you need to support you while you do not fucking stop, okay? And don't question, if you're questioning your sanity, you're one of the most sane people that I've ever met. And maybe we don't even know each other, right? Just want you to know that. Another one is like, it starts to work for them and they tell themselves it's not working. It's not working. So like they might have a launch and get like a couple of sales come in, and instead of focusing on how much it's working and how fabulous it is and how grateful they are and how like there's more to come from this, they focus on the great gap between where they are and where they want to be. Or they start dating again and they start meeting some really nice people, or they have a relationship that they think is quite aligned and it doesn't quite work out, forgetting the long-term view, and then think, oh, well, it mustn't be working for me because, you know, that particular relationship didn't work out. Or they want to manifest money and they find a couple of dollars here and there, or they get something for free, or they manifest through their husband or their partner, or they win something, or maybe they start to make like small amounts of dollars, and instead of going, wow, it's working, thank you, this is fantastic, I'm so grateful, this is amazing, I'm going to keep going, they're like, oh, it's not enough, no, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. So rather than looking for all of the ways that it is working and becoming like fixated on what you want as opposed to what you don't want, they become fixated on all the ways that it's not working, right? So these are the two main reasons why I see, like, that break my heart, why I see people quit. But another reason why, like, when you can be doing all of the work and it's not actually happening for you, and you feel like you're going around in circles and it's not manifesting, and it has been a lot of time, and you feel like, well, it should have happened by now. I want you to drop that story, by the way, like, it should have happened by now, I should have been making more money. Whenever you're saying I should, it's a sure sign that there's like some kind of external influence going on there. So I want you to ditch that. But the other thing is, it's really when you get to a point of thinking like, it's not like you're going around in circles and it's not working for you, and you keep going and going and going and going and going, almost hitting up against a brick wall. That sort of is an indication to me that there are intentions going in two different directions, right? What I mean by that is, you say you want it, but there's like, in neuro-linguistic programming, we call it a parts conflict. Part of me wants it, the other part doesn't. Like, part of me wants to be really healthy, the other part really wants pizza right now. Part of me really wants to be in a relationship, the other part of me is like, well, I'm actually really happy on my own and I don't want to risk being in a crap relationship. Or part of me really wants the success. Okay, here's a big one, right? I really want to be successful, and I really want to be visible, and I really want to have an impact on the world, but what if that has me like vilified? What if I get in trouble? What if I get found out that I'm making this up as I go along? What if, what if I lose people that I love? What if my family or my friends see me and they're like embarrassed and they don't like me, or they have a go at me? What if I'm really visible and people that knew me from school or university or somewhere else end up looking at what I'm doing and rolling their eyes and judging me, and I feel horrible about who I am in this moment? So there's an intention in one direction, but there's also an intention in the other. And it's often not a conscious intention to stay put. But what you've got to ask yourself is, what could be some bad things? Why, if there could be a reason why I didn't want this, why might it be, right? What are all the fears that you think might happen if I actually get this thing? What are all the things that could go wrong if I actually get this thing? Why might I not want it? Why might it be safer to stay safe in this moment? Why might it be safer or easier to just stay where I am? And this is a huge one, right? This is where I start to do the digging with people. Like, oftentimes it's a case of, no, that's not me. That wouldn't happen for me. That's definitely not. I definitely 100% want it. But when we start exploring, it's like, oh, like if I'm really visible in the world, I might get haters, and I don't think I can handle that. Or if I'm really visible in the world, I don't know if my energy could handle all of that attention, or having to answer lots of emails or lots of messages, or I don't know what I would do with the money, or I'm afraid that my husband would spend it all and we'd just be broke again, or I don't trust myself with money. Or you get my point here, right? So oftentimes it's a case of either giving up too early, or looking at the signs that it's working. And by the way, no sign is of a greater weight that says, yes, it is working, than another, right? And just like they say in Esther and Jerry Hicks, the law of attraction, right? To manifest a castle is no harder or more difficult than to manifest a paperclip, right? So every single sign that it's working is a really good indication that it's working, and no sign is more weighty or heavier or important or a greater sign than another. It's all what you make it, right? So if you want to manifest money and you start finding like gold coins everywhere, or you start like putting things out to the world and getting really nice feedback back, or you start feeling more motivated and inspired to share things in a different way, all you have to realize is it's working right now, and there is no such thing as time. Like, the universe isn't on my time. I have a direction and indication of what I would like to happen, and it's really nice to have a bit of clarity around it. But ultimately, the only way you can fail is if you stop, right? So the first one is if you stop. The second one is if you're looking at the signs and you're going, yeah, that's not enough. Like, it's not working because I didn't manifest $1 million straight away today. I only got $5 randomly spit out at me from the ATM or whatever, right? And the third is when you don't realize that you have a subconscious intention to stay actually where you are rather than go where you want to go. Seeing Demi Moore from Ghost here. Oh, I haven't seen that movie. Okay, why is here safer than there? Yes. I'm recognizing myself in that, yeah. So this is all stuff we're going to be talking about and really working through. I'm going to give you so many ways to work through it in Superabundant, but oftentimes it's just a case of having an understanding and an awareness that that's there, that helps you unearth what the awareness is, and then to just very gently and very quickly make a new choice to focus all of your energy and attention in another direction. One of the things is like it's usually driven by fear, like a fear of being found out, a fear of imposter syndrome, a fear of failure, a fear of public failure or private failure, a fear of being seen and what that might mean for you, a fear of running out of energy, a fear of going up and then going down, like a fear of getting started, not knowing what to do, a fear of being vilified. It's all fear-based, right? Being abundant is about being fearless. And that doesn't mean you have no fear. It means you have less fear in the face of discomfort. It means becoming very comfortable in the uncomfortable. It means becoming very comfortable with new experiences where you're kind of moving through an area or a part of life that you didn't know existed before, or you're not sure what to do in this case. And so in Superabundant, which is 6 weeks long, but you have lifetime access, right? There is no rush. You do not have to have all the time in the world to do it right now. You can do it at your own pace. You can listen to my words in the background of your life. You can listen to it in the car. You can take a year to do it. You'll have lifetime access to all the updates, all of it. I'm going to show you how to move through all of these things. And the reason why you have lifetime access is because information is one thing, but transformation is another. And I want to be able to support people right through the adventure. Like, it's one thing to know it, but when you are really feeling like you are definitely losing your mind right now, and this is crazy, and maybe you should give up and it's silly, that's when you get to come and talk to me in the Facebook group and say, this is what's going on. And I will just simply gently remind you that you're not crazy, you don't have to stop, it's all good, you get to do what you do to support yourself, and then there's a whole bunch of resource and information and support to help you transform into the type of person who has it, but also to support you through those times of like, what do I do? Right? So I just want to let you know that Superabundant, the doors close tonight at midnight. Yes, I will launch the course again. This is very important work. There's a beautiful payment plan. It's 9 months long. You can take your time with it. You can join up, but I just invite you, if you're feeling the call right now, to trust yourself. Come and join me. We're going to have a great time. And also to let you know that I hope that you take what I'm saying today and let it move you and let it change your life in this moment, right? I got a message from somebody this morning that said she's being impacted by what I'm sharing here, and she hasn't actually signed up for the course. And that means a lot to me, because what I want you to know is you don't need this. You can do it on your own, but I want to support you in case you're feeling like I would love to be in a community and completely surrounded through those times of like, what am I doing? So yeah, I invite you to join us, and it will be so much fun. People are there having a blast, and we've only dropped one training. So I can't wait to see where they are in another 5-6 weeks, and then another 5 or 6 years. This is so much fun for me. That's all for today. So enjoy those tips, please apply them, share them with whoever you feel like you want to see not quit and not doubt themselves anymore. Yes, it would be for someone starting a business soon. I wish I knew this before I started my business. My whole aim with this is that you don't have to take as long, hopefully, as I did. But I'm not attached to how long you take. I'm going to be here to support you through the whole thing.